What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is your boy Carencia. I greatly appreciate everybody that has been showing support as far as from like the last videos, whether if it was liking, commenting, and subscribing. I greatly appreciate everybody. In this video today, we will pretty much just be working on the S10. As you guys see there in the background, I have a few things that I have gotten. So this is going to be the part 2 series as far as building this. I just pretty much want to just drain the fluid today. I have new engine oil, oil filter. I'm going to be doing a complete flush on the radiator itself. So I have a bunch of, I think I have 3 gallons of distilled water. I also have the 50-50 mix. I also went ahead and did a new thermostat that I'll be putting on. I also have the coil wires, also the distributor cap, and I think that's pretty much it as far as the parts today. I have a ton amount of parts that are coming for this thing. I'm just on the back burner of waiting for all these things like that. But at least hopefully that gives you guys something to look forward to as far as like, the upcoming content on what we got going on with this thing over here. But I'm about to set up the camera, get this ball rolling, and start tearing this truck apart, potentially getting it started today and getting it to drive it for the first time. And hopefully I can pretty much look underneath the truck and check out the exhaust. I noticed the exhaust is broken, but I don't know if it's deteriorated from just the muffler where it's broken at itself, or if the complete exhaust it's rusted out, so that's something that I want to do later on in the video. But as far as right now, we're about to just start tearing it down. I'm gonna start off with the ignition wire, so at least I can get this started, so once I move on to the radiator, flushing that out, I can be able to build up temperature and do a thorough flush with the system. But let's get into it. I'm gonna pretty much just start with just taking off the, pretty sure this is the manifold here, so I'm just gonna start by taking it off. Very simple. It's literally just 2 things that are holding it into place, which are these 2 screws. Put them up here so we don't lose them. But once again, I greatly appreciate everybody that has been tuning into the channel, liking it, subscribing. For all the new people that have been subscribing, I greatly appreciate everybody. Alright, I got that off now. Now I pretty much have access to the distributor, the wires there, the cap, everything like that. All right, so this is just a brief rundown. This is the oil filter itself. This is the climax knob that was broken, so I went ahead and replaced it. This is the new thermostat. I was also looking for the gasket, but AutoZone didn't have it, so I'm just hoping that the one that's currently on the truck now is still good and it doesn't leak as far as anything like that. And this is also the little tune-up kit that contains the wires, the distributor cap, and then the rotor. I also went ahead and picked up 3 gallons of distilled water. I also have the oil that I'll be using right there, which is the Walmart special. If you know, you know. And the pre-stone right there, which is a coolant that I'll be using today. I kind of just thought about it. I don't think this is going to be enough. I'm pretty sure that's just 1 gallon, but if we're draining this radiator out completely, definitely going to need then more than 1 gallon. This is already a 50-50 mix, so I don't want to dilute it with applying water towards it, adding water towards it. Match the wires one by one, so at least I don't lose track as far as which wire is which. And then I'll just put everything back on the same exact way and bolt it up. Just want to give a transparent breakdown of as far as what I'm going to be doing. As far as, am I going to be taking out all the wires one by one? I'm just literally going to remove this distributor, take out, let's say, this wire for an example, this far right one that I'm pointing at now. I'm going to plug that into the new distributor, then do it one by one and just switch all the wires over. Eventually put it back on as far as the distributor cap, and hopefully that starts today. But as I mentioned in the last video, there's supposed to be like a little nipple here, a little like pin, which broke off. And you could, if I don't know if the camera is picking this up, but this is literally like deteriorating from inside, from like rust and everything like that. So that's how I kind of figured out that the truck wasn't properly getting spark and everything. But yeah, so let's start by taking off the cap. There's only a total of like 2 screws that it's holding the distributor cap into place. So these are the new distributor wires here. I'm just gonna pretty much just be plugging and play. I also have the new distributor cap here. This is the little pin, as I mentioned on the old one there, that's broken off. This one here literally just snapped right off as I was like trying to remove the ignition wires. I also have a new rotor cap here with some lubricant to put on it. Alright, so let's pretty much just start removing that one there, putting the new coil wires and distributor cap in the rotor one. This is already one distributor wire here. I'm about to go in and take off the rest. Just wanted to show like as far as the wires. Doesn't look that bad from inside, but I'd rather just replace it completely to a complete tune up with the wires. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so this is the old distributor cap here. Right now, and just remove the rotor itself, which is right here. Here, what you see here, this is the old one. This is the new one here that I'm about to go in and install. Do a little comparison. This truck is like mad easy as far as like to remove things, get access to things. It's not like you're working with like my Lexus, my daily driver, which is everything is all cramped, or the S10 or other cars that I have worked on in the past, you know. Now I'm about to just go in. I'm about to put the new one on. So I was able to put everything back on as far as the distributor wires, the cap, and also the rotor. Everything's back on. It was a kind of a hassle as far as like the diagram and everything, but I was able to put that on. Everything figured out as far as the diagram. It's on, it's running. I know you guys can hear it in the background, which is right here. You know, the new wires. I still got to route it. I just want to make sure the car turned on and everything before actually mocking up the wires. I also put a bit of distilled water inside the radiator. I also bought the knob here, so I'm gonna go back inside the truck now, put the knob on, turn the heat on and everything like that, let it reach operating temperatures where I can start flushing out the system for this. Alright, I got my brother that just took the truck around the block, so it's on, it's working. Just trying to build up the proper air temperature. Well, not the air temperature, the temperature overall with the vehicle to flush it out. Now it's pretty much just draining as far as the fluid. As I mentioned before, you guys see how dirty this thing is. It literally looks the same exact way inside the radiator. That's why I went ahead and bought a new thermostat, just in case if it was building up like that and it wasn't allowing it to, you know, properly compress to, you know, open it and have it circulate throughout the motor. So I actually have the new thermostat here, which I got from AutoZone earlier today. I think for the coolant reservoir, I think I'm just gonna take off the lines that are connected to the radiator itself and try to flush this out with a garden hose as much as I possibly can, as far as to remove all the gunk and everything inside there. But as I mentioned before, this is only distilled water. There's no chemicals or anything inside there, but that's just literally the rusty water that was inside here. So whoever had this previously, I guess they just filled it up with regular like tap water, and you know, tap water contains iron, which, you know, forms rust literally on any metal components over time. So I'm just gonna probably flush it out a couple more times. I have my distilled water there. All right, so right now I'm about to just add more distilled water and just pretty much no funnel gang, you know. Look at all this gunk inside here, bro. That looks mad nasty. So I'm actually gonna close up the drain plug on the radiator itself and start filling it back up. So I'm gonna fill this back up with fluid and, you know, build up that pressure again. But before I do that, I'm gonna change the oil, you know, at least I can knock that out right quick. So I'm gonna fill this back up with distilled water. So once I'm done draining out the oil, like, this is so disgusting. So I'm gonna take off the the overflow line here and make sure it's not okay. So it's not routed up to anything. I'm just gonna disconnect this line that runs to the radiator and try to blow this out as much as I possibly can with the garden hose, so it's not like I'm just, you know, circulating all the fluid as far as like this contaminated water here, you know. So I'm gonna try to flush this out as much as I possibly can. I already have the distilled water back inside here. I still need to add a couple more liters to this. I'm just gonna remove this little hose here. Actually, I'll take off this one since this one is a little easier. All right, so now I'm about to just go grab my garden hose and flush this out, as I said before. Damn, I think it's mad disgusting. You guys see all that gunk that's coming out of here? I got my reservoir open, well, my drain plug open on the bottom. All right, so we're inside the S10 now. Just to show you guys, this thing starts. And it's already in neutral. I'll show you this. Truck is on, so I'm about to just back it up just a little bit. Took the truck off the ramps now. I'm gonna turn the heater on too. The heat works with no problem. I'm gonna turn the heat on. Turn the heat on, turn it all the way up. I got also some parts in there for the S15, so you guys stay tuned. You know, you don't want to miss that. Greatly appreciate everybody that has been, you know, taking the time out to like the video, you know, subscribe, and also comment. You know, I greatly appreciate all the feedback, all the positive feedback, and let's continue to grow, man. Let's get bigger and bigger as we progress. The content is going to get better and better and better, you know? It's going to be endless list as far as like how great we're going to be. Yep, but as you guys see, the truck is running. We're perfectly fine. There's no weird sounds as it's ticking or anything like that besides the exhaust, because the muffler is literally, there's a pipe. There's two pipes, the outlet, the inlet, and they're literally just bouncing back and forth inside the muffler. They're completely loose. But everything, there's no leaks or anything like that. I'm just trying to get the radiator while the motor up to operating temperature so I can flush it out. I think that might be it for the day. I'm completely burnt out. Been up since like 4 a.m. Yeah, but the truck, as you guys see, you know, everything is on. I got a brake light on. Truck smell like nothing but fumes because it's damn exhaust. So I'm gonna try to get the exhaust ASAP as soon as I go home and brainstorm and try to gather parts. Alright, so I actually just cleaned the reservoir. I cleaned it the best I could possibly clean it. I'm about to go and flush the radiator one more time, and hopefully that gets everything out, even though it looks a lot better than it did before. But I want this thing to be green. I don't want it to be brown at all. Care of, as you guys seen, as far as the coil packs, the distributor cap, also have the thermostat, doing the flush, and that would pretty much wrap up this video until the next part of this build. I just wanted to tackle all this, get this all situated, because these are things that were bothering me. So I think as far as this truck, I think I want to do $1,000 budget build on this, because I think that would be very great. Maybe it might help somebody that has a similar platform or that may only have $1,000 to their name. So hopefully this can help you as far as maybe guide you on what things to tackle first before actually worrying about cosmetics, you know. Most importantly is reliability, making sure you're capable of actually using the vehicle, and you don't really have to worry about as far as the car is going to make it or not overheat or anything like that. So in this video I just really wanted to tackle all that, and yeah, so I'm about to just flush it out right now. Just one garden hose to put inside the radiator to try to flush as much out as possible. I'm just gonna remove the thermostat because I think this thermostat is also clogged, and I also bought a new one to be a part of this video, but I just wanted to show you guys. Yeah, so the thermostat is actually right back here, so I'm about to get into that and start removing it. so I think that should be good enough. I already flushed it about like 3 times, as you guys see, and I put the new thermostat on. I put the antifreeze inside there. I'm gonna turn it on, let it build up pressure to circulate, and see if I need to add more. Alright, so now we're inside the S10. I'm about to turn it on right now. As you guys see, it turns on with no problem. Everything works. I just know, well, the parking brake is on, the foot pedal brake is on, it's applied. I really want to get this exhaust. I really want to get this exhaust already so I can fix that and then go on to outside as far as the exterior, like body, and then potentially put on some wheels and things like that. But we're coming along, you know. This video was just strictly just taking care of the radiator, as I first mentioned, putting a new thermostat on because I don't think that thermostat was properly working. I also did an oil change as well, as you guys see earlier in the video. I also put the coil wires on, the distributor cap, and also the rotor. So that pretty much sums up this video here. As I said before, you know, I greatly appreciate everybody that has been liking, commenting, and subscribing. You know, I greatly appreciate it. Let's continue to grow, get bigger. This is Carencia here, Carencia, checking out. See you guys in the next video.